Hello, Jungle Explorers, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into episode 21, Shere Khan's Shadow, a story that completely redefines our understanding of the jungle's most feared predator. Get ready, because this one is a game changer. The episode opens with a familiar tension. Shere Khan has vanished. Whispers ripple through the trees, from the bandar log to the wolves. Is he planning another attack? Is he gathering his strength for a final devastating move against Mowgli? The jungle holds its breath, bracing for the worst. Everyone assumes the old rivalries are about to ignite once more, and fear, as it so often does, begins to paint a grim picture. But Mowgli, driven by a curiosity that has always set him apart, isn't satisfied with rumors. He needs to see for himself. He feels that something isn't right, that this disappearance is different from the others. Following a faint trail, Mowgli ventures deep into the shadowy parts of Shere Khan's territory, a place he's always been taught to avoid. And what he finds there is not a monster sharpening his claws, but a fallen king. Shere Khan is wounded, his powerful body weakened, his roar reduced to a pained whisper. The great tiger, the embodiment of jungle might, is vulnerable, hiding not in ambush, but in shame. For Mowgli, seeing his lifelong enemy in this state is a profound shock. It's easy to hate a tyrant, but it's much harder to hate a creature in pain. In that moment, the lines of animosity begin to blur. Mowgli sees not just Shere Khan, but a fellow inhabitant of the jungle, suffering and alone. He realizes that Shere Khan's pride, the very thing that made him so terrifying, is now the source of his solitary misery. Just as this fragile understanding begins to form, a new, far more immediate threat explodes onto the scene. A pack of wild dogs, the Dhole, surges into the territory. They are relentless, chaotic, and they respect none of the jungle's laws. They see Shere Khan's weakness as an opportunity, a chance to claim his hunting grounds and tear down the established order. The jungle, already unsettled by Shere Khan's absence, is now thrown into pure chaos. The Dholes are a force of nature, a red tide of destruction, and they threaten not just one tiger, but the delicate balance of the entire ecosystem. Seeing the invasion, Mowgli's choice is instantaneous. This is no longer about his personal history with Shere Khan. This is about protecting their shared home. He rushes to Baloo, his voice urgent. Baloo, ever the voice of caution, is stunned. Help Shere Khan. Mowgli, have you forgotten everything he's done? But Mowgli's resolve is firm. He is part of the jungle, Baloo, and the jungle is under attack. It's a powerful moment, showing how much Mowgli has grown. He understands that true leadership isn't about settling old scores, but about facing new dangers together. Reluctantly, but moved by Mowgli's wisdom, Baloo agrees. The two of them, a boy and a bear, decide to stand with their former enemy. What follows is one of the most epic sequences in the series. Mowgli, using his human ingenuity, and Baloo, with his brute strength, join the fray. They don't just fight for Shere Khan, they fight alongside him. Imagine the scene. Mowgli luring the dogs into traps, Baloo creating diversions, and Shere Khan, despite his injuries, rising to meet the challenge. He's slower, weaker, but there's a new fire in his eyes. He's not fighting for dominance or for revenge anymore. He's fighting to protect the trees he's known his whole life, the river where he drinks, the very ground beneath his paws. This isn't the arrogant tyrant we knew. This is a defender. The three of them, an impossible alliance, form a united front against the Dhole pack. They move as one, anticipating each other's actions. Mowgli's agility, Baloo's power, and Shere Khan's ferocious experience combine to create a defense the wild dogs never expected. It's a brutal, desperate battle, but for the first time, Shere Khan is not alone in his fight. He sees Mowgli, the boy he swore to destroy, risking his life to save him. He sees Baloo, the bumbling teacher, standing as a steadfast guardian. In the heat of battle, he realizes something profound. True strength isn't about being the most feared creature in the jungle. It's about having someone to stand with you when you're at your weakest. As the last of the dhole are driven back, beaten and scattered, an exhausted silence falls over the clearing. The three defenders stand together, bruised but victorious. Shere Khan looks at Mowgli, not with hatred, but with a dawning complex emotion. He sees the boy not as a threat, but as an ally, a kindred spirit of the jungle. The walls he built around himself for years have finally crumbled. He understands that his isolation, his self-imposed solitude, was never a source of strength. It was a prison. It was the very thing that made him vulnerable in the first place. In the final, quiet moments of the episode, as the dust settles, Shere Khan looks out at his territory, now peaceful once more. He turns to Mowgli and Baloo, his voice soft, stripped of its usual menace. "Perhaps," he says, with a hint of something that sounds almost like hope, "perhaps there's still a place for me here." And in that single line, everything changes. It's not a promise of friendship, not yet, but it's an acknowledgement, an admission that he was wrong. Shere Khan, the solitary hunter, finally understands that true strength doesn't come from solitude. It comes from belonging. It comes from community. And with that, the shadow of the old Shere Khan recedes, making way for something new, something more. This episode is a masterclass in storytelling, showing us that even the most hardened hearts can change, and that unity is the jungle's greatest law. What did you all think of this incredible turn of events? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love these deep dives into the heart of the jungle, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.